Well, I think the main thrust of artificial intelligence is to let computers or machines do things that would formerly have been thought of as the province of people. And in the context of testing and so on, there's a lot of room for adaptive tests. That's one of the things that Malcolm Coulter was working on in the psychometrics divisions, which is computer-administered tests which would adapt themselves to the level that the person was demonstrating as they went through the test. So instead of having to ask a large number of questions at different levels of difficulty, one would, as the subject answered, you'd assess what they were getting right and what they were getting wrong, and then you'd be able to tailor the questions that were asked later on to concentrate on the areas where you wanted to get more information about their performance. And the techniques of artificial intelligence could be useful in giving the program this sort of reasoning ability to work out where to concentrate in getting information. I think that was one of the motivators for thinking about artificial intelligence in psychology. Also, one of the original programs in artificial intelligence was a so-called psychological counselor called Eliza that one could interact with through a computer terminal. So you could type anything like, "I'm really feeling bad today," and Eliza would then respond with something like, "Why are you feeling bad?" There was really no intelligence in it. It was just sort of transforming the sentence back that was put in the form of a question to try and elicit more information from the person. So that was a very early use of artificial intelligence in psychology. I think there was what they called a false dawn of artificial intelligence. People thought that it was really going to deliver more than it was capable of delivering. And there's still researchers carrying on and hoping that in a few years' time, as computer technology expands still further, we'll reach a point where we will be able to do things more commensurate with actual human thinking. You know, in other fields like games, there's hardly a game left where the world champion isn't a computer. So things like chess that one have thought was hard for a computer to do is actually not that hard. And as computers get bigger and faster, they can even beat grandmasters these days. There's actually only one game left that eludes computers, and that's a Chinese game called Go, which is actually even more complex than chess and still can be played best by humans. But computers are fast getting there, and probably in 10 years' time, every strategy game that can be played, the world champion might well be a computer. Well, I'm sure the general interface between the human brain and a computer is an ongoing area of research. Bruce Murdoch was doing work on that at the NIPR, 40 years ago. And it's been a very difficult area to deal with, but gradual progress has been made, and you'll see reports in the press from time to time how people have made further progress in this regard. For example, if you wire up somebody's brain and ask them various questions, you can actually decide what they're actually thinking about in response to these questions according to the areas of the brain that are stimulated.